Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Katrina Marie, and I'm here to make sure that you become the very best possible applicant before you click submit. And today's topic is all about, is it better to apply early decision? But before we get into that topic today, I want to remind you all to find my Instagram account down below in the section right below this video. Make sure that you follow at Katrina Marie Consulting so you never miss any updates or information coming from my channel. Also, make sure that you tap that little red button underneath this video so you never miss any of my new videos or content coming out in the coming weeks. So let's dive into my tips on figuring out, is it a good idea to apply early decision? My short answer to that is yes and no. And we're going to help you figure out and evaluate if it's a good idea or not for you. So let's get into the yeses. It's a good idea to apply early decision when you know fully that you would commit to attending that institution if you were to get accepted. So if you apply early decision, it is usually a binding contract. That means if you get accepted, they expect you to attend their institution in the next fall, and you must withdraw all other applications from everywhere else. So if you know 200% that you would be happy to attend XYZ school, you need to commit to that decision, all right? So one way for you to figure out if applying early decision is a good idea is that you've done your research, you understand the requirements and what they're looking for in an applicant, and that you are meeting or exceeding the expectations of the application. So if you've done those three things, that puts you in a pretty good position to apply early. Another way for you to figure out is that you've been working on your personal statement, okay? You've been understanding your why. Why is the school a good fit for me? Usually that comes out in the personal statement or the supplemental questions that they might ask about you. And it's a good idea for you to start working on those as early as possible. It's not a good idea to wait last minute, okay? So if you've been researching, understanding the requirements, working on the essay, and you've been preparing for some time now, and you feel confident in submitting all that work by the November 1st deadline, then it would be a good decision for you to apply early. Another benefit is if you've done all those first steps, the best part about this is that you get to hear back usually by December. And that means you don't have to worry about applying for the rest of the school year. You can just focus on school, you can focus on being a senior and enjoying your final year of high school. So that is a wonderful benefit, is that you get to hear back early and you get to just chill and focus on school and just spending time with family and friends, okay? Another thing that I want you to understand is that applying early is a smaller application pool. However, it is a more competitive application pool. So those students who have done their research, they are meeting or exceeding the requirements, they've written their essay, they know what it takes to get into that school. It usually means you're going up against other amazing applicants, okay? So yes, it is a smaller application pool considering that it is usually more competitive, okay? So not trying to scare you, but it is a good idea to apply because it is smaller, and the likelihood of them reviewing your application and spending a little bit of time on it, they know that you're quite serious about attending the school, okay? It shows that you're very clear on your why, okay? And like I said, you don't need to keep applying to other schools if you get an answer back usually by December, all right? So some of the no's. Here are some of my reasons why it is not a good idea to apply early decision. If you decide last minute to apply early decision, that's usually not a good idea. That tells the university, usually they can see it in your application, that you've rushed it, that you didn't really put a lot of time and energy into it, and if you did, you probably stayed up a few nights in a row to get it done by the deadline. But my advice is that you take your time, that you perfect it, that you work hard on it, and like I always say, become the best possible applicant before you click submit, because this is not something that you want to rush and just throw out there for somebody to read. I also don't want you to apply early if you think that this is a strategy, if applying early decision is a strategy to the college admissions process. That mindset will work against you. That's usually a fear-based mindset, and that means you're afraid of getting rejected and you haven't even started applying yet. So if you're feeling like this is a strategy in order to try and get in somewhere and just throwing out your application because you just want to see who's going to accept you, it's not a good idea to apply early decision. Okay? If you're feeling panicked about the application process, like I said, it kind of goes back to the other points. If you're feeling panicked or stressed or anxious and you think that this is a good idea, usually it's not a good idea. This is a decision, like I said, this is a young adult decision that you need to take seriously, and it is a commitment if you get accepted, because you are taking up a spot, a seat for somebody else who really wants to go to this school if you were to be accepted. It's not a good idea to apply early decision if you haven't done research properly about the school or the requirements or what kind of applicant they're looking for. There's a lot that goes into deciding if you're a good fit. And yes, you can put whatever you want down on the application, but I call it college karma. You want to be honest. You want to be authentic. This is what holistic admissions is all about. Getting a full picture of who you are. And you also need to ask for letters of recommendation. So remember, you don't want to be asking your teachers last minute, because getting a letter of recommendation is a privilege, and it's not something that they can write within an hour. It takes time to develop a wonderful letter on your behalf. And along with the other parts of the application, these things all take time to put together, to package, and make sure that you are sending everything off to the best of your ability. Okay? Another reason for you not to apply early decision is if you're not sure if you're fully willing to commit to that school if you get accepted, or you might change your mind later on thinking that better options will come about. Again, it goes back to the other points. It's all about feeling already rejected, feeling anxious, feeling afraid, feeling like this is a strategy. If you're not really sure you really want to go somewhere, or you think you might change your mind, it's not a good idea to apply early decision. And last but certainly not least, it's not a good idea to apply early decision if you feel pressure to apply early. Take your time. Take your time. Work through it. Have people help you. Don't feel like you have to do it because everybody else is doing it. Take your time to become the best possible person you can before you send it off. Okay? I say this in all of my videos, and I mean it. I've seen thousands and thousands of applications over my career, and I've seen students just rush to put it together and send it off. And most of the time, the outcome is not in their favor, or their application gets rolled over to the regular decision pool, or they end up not wanting to go there, okay? Because they just rushed it and they felt the pressure. So those are my tips on why it is a good or is not a good idea to apply early decision. And I really hope that as you go into this time frame, as we go into a new school year, maybe you're an upcoming senior and you're getting ready to apply to college, that you really take into consideration these tips. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you're looking for someone to work with, my details are also below. And make sure that you follow me on my new Instagram page and share my message with those that you love and that need to hear this information. And I look forward to catching you all on the next video.